All right, Shalom. Shalom, all praise going on. It goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and blessing to the elect. This is another edition of the Mark of the Beast. And once again, I have more news dealing with the Mark of the Beast, which is the RFID microchip. You have an article from Gizmodo.com. There's a headline. I spent a weekend with cyborgs and now I have an RFID implant I have no idea to do with. So more and more people around the world and people here in America are taking this chip, and they're utilizing this microchip or this implant, this RFID implant for whatever digital or technological needs that they see fit to use them for. Okay, and I'm gonna read some of this article. Of course, I'm gonna leave a link as usual in the description. Brothers can watch the video uploaded or use this article, at your free will through the Spirit, and just help bring this information out, because this is prophecy. More and more people are getting this chip. Okay, and more and more people are taking the mark of the beast. And the thing about it is, it's not mandatory. Certain groups in different places around the world are doing test runs and things like that. But eventually, it's going to catch on to a point to where people are going to use it, more conveniently. It's going to gain more traction and more popularity. And then it's ultimately going to use as the end game for this economic global crisis that America is going to use to start chipping the people through the elites. It's their end game goal. And that was said by this guy, Nick Rockefeller, to Aaron Russo a little over 10 years back when this guy Alex Jones had interviewed Aaron Russo, and he told him everything that this guy Nick Rockefeller told him about the chip. The end goal or the end game is to chip everybody and track everybody and keep everybody as the slaves of the elite. Okay, so I'm gonna get into the article. Let's see, because I don't want to be too long, but it basically let's see here. Is a key point, because I'm gonna just get to the point. All right, here we go. So it says every year the bold and the brave make a pilgrimage here to California's remote Tehachapi Mountains for Grindfest, a weekend dedicated to the merger of man and machine. It says grinders are hackers, but the hardware they aim to hack is the human body. They are transhumanists in the most literal sense, which is basically to change the human to like it says, merge with machine or merge with computers and the internet. And Esau has something called the Internet of Things that he wants to use, and now he even wants to upgrade from what we have now is a 4G or 4G LTE. He wants to upgrade to 5G, which is going to really use the microchip and utilize its technology to link people with computers and the internet around the world and further make them a slave for Esau and his new world order. Okay? So this is what this transhumanist movement is about. So it goes on and it says, grinders want to transcend human form. For many grinders, that means augmenting their bodies with cybernetic components, becoming cyborgs. All right, it says, I came to Grindfest curious about how those on the extreme fringes of body hacking were incorporating technology into their lives and bodies. All right, now this is something that has been in the works for years, but as far as prophecy is concerned, the prophet Daniel was told how the knowledge in the last days was going to run through the earth to and fro, and things were going to be a lot more so-called advanced as far as innovation is in industry is concerned. Which of course that includes the technology. And I'm gonna read that prophecy now. This is the book of Daniel 12:4. It says, "But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end." And that's talking about the prophecy. But now we're at the time of the end, and Yahweh Shai, when you read Revelation, the 5th chapter, he has broken the seals and the understanding of the scriptures, and now his secrets are revealed unto his servants, the prophets, starting here at Great Millstone with the apostles. We have the true understanding of the Bible. Okay? So it goes on and says, "Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased." So different technology and things are to increase at the time of the end, and we're in that time now. Okay? So back in the article, it says, "By the time the weekend was over, I had my own RFID chip implant, a small, potentially powerful electronic lump under the skin of my right hand." It's not on his left hand. It's not on his leg. It's not in his arm. Okay? It's on his right hand. Now, I've noticed a lot more of these microchip RFID implant articles are actually not even mentioning having a chip in their right hand. Okay? Because a lot of time in the previous years, people would get implants in their arms, or video when articles would come out. It'll just be a picture of somebody's left hand getting the chip, But now the right hand is being pushed to the forefront when people are getting this chip, because that's the spirit of Yahweh Bashan Shai showing you that his words are real. Okay? Now I'm gonna keep reading. Okay? It says, like any clandestine subculture, the internet is the grinders movement's true home. But Tibbits' house is where it occasionally manifests. Now Tibbit is the this guy here, right? In the caption, it says here, Jeffrey Tibbits removing a magnetic implant from Zach Shannon's finger. Okay? Because these grinders or these different biohackers, they get a lot of these different cybernetic, as they call them, implants in their bodies, and they use them for their technological needs. Okay. So now you have this guy Tibbits, which is basically this. He's not even a real nurse or doctor, but he does have this lab he has, and he orders these implants, and he implants them in these people. So it says, but Tibbits' house is where it occasionally manifests. Fellow grinders gather together here to break bread, exchange ideas, workshop implants, and in some cases get an implant or two themselves. It says, as you might expect, there is also a rather copious amount of alcohol, not to mention an annual electrified knife fight in which rubber training knives are rigged and give off an electrical charge upon contact with human flesh. So Esau's all into this, debauchery and really destroying his, himself. Okay. He's in that folly. But it says, it's kind of like a mad scientist conference meets a family reunion. Amanda Plimpton, who co-hosts Grindfest with Tibbits, told me. Now, Grindfest is in California, and they use these things to these gatherings to basically chip people. I'm gonna read a little bit more. I'm gonna read from here. It says, Tibbits doesn't view an RFID implant as all that much different from a tattoo or a nose ring. Now, we know in the law and the scriptures, it talks about Israelites, so-called black Spaniards and Native Americans, are not to get any tattoos or print any marks upon them or cut into their skin or into their flesh. And that's what this microchip does. It's inserted through a needle, and it cuts into your flesh. And that's how the elite of Esau, that's how they want to use you or use these chips. They want to brand you as their slaves forever. Okay? So it says people have been doing piercings for so long, he said, but the fact that we're using technology when we're doing this, people think of it as something different. It seems like, oh, this is probably some dangerous thing. Now that's funny because the major company that's being pushed out there that produces these microchips is a company called Dangerous Things, led by this guy Amal Grafstra. So they're letting you know right here blatantly that the microchip implant is the mark of the beast, and that it's going to end up getting you destroyed because it's a dangerous thing. Yahweh Bashan Rashad is going to destroy any of those people that take this mark, and the elect of Israel, we're not to take it. It says, it seems like, oh, this is probably some dangerous thing, and these schmoes in the garage are cutting themselves or whatever. All right, it says we actually do a lot of research and put a lot more effort into it than the body modification community would. So I'm going to keep reading. It says, to the grinder, it seems obvious that instead of carrying wallets, which wallets carry what? Your money. It says, and keys and IDs and cell phones will one day interface with the world via microchips implanted under our skin, which would include paying for things, opening doors, making a call on the cell phone, or, things that let me cut these messages off. Things that would be made convenient, for the people around the world. So it says such ideas are not always welcomed warmly. For many of us, our smartphones may as well be attached to our bodies, but there is something about moving technology past the barrier of the skin that just gives people the heebie-jeebies. Once, when news of Grindfest made its way into local Facebook circles, Tehachapi residents expressed mild outrage. Some have suggested that microchips could even be the mark of the beast, and it is the mark of the beast. It says a sign described in Revelations to identify those who side with the devil during apocalyptic times, and that's going to truly be made manifest once the government around the world, including America, once the mark of the beast, which is the microchip, is made mandatory. Okay. It says, people don't like change, Tibbits told me. This is obviously something that could change the world, and people fear that. Okay? So this is what the elites want to do. They want to change the world by enslaving everybody under their technology. All right? Now I'm going to read one more scripture in the book of Revelation. And we all know the scripture in the 13th chapter, but I'm going to read this in Revelation 14:9. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image, which is bow down to Esau and his new world order, and trust in America in these last days, it says, and receive his mark in his forehead, because now DARPA, the military government program, they want to use a brain chip, which Barack Obama has started something called the Brain Initiative in his tenure as president. So that would lead to the mark or the chip in your forehead. And then it says, or in his hand. Now, when you read Revelation 13 and 16, it talks about the mark being in your right hand. As a matter of fact, sister article said it, Spirit bringing it back out. I'm going to read it. This Revelation 13 and 16. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that in their right hand, and then not this guy in the article, all right, say that he got a chip, all right, a chip in his right hand. Okay, let's see here, right here. It says, by the time the weekend was over, I had my own RFID chip implant, a small, potential, powerful electronic lump under the skin of my right hand. So that's the prophecy right there coming to pass. All right. It says, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, because it will be made mandatory soon to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast, or the number of its name. Now, the article mentioned about wallets, right? Okay. So if you take this microchip, the Lord is going to destroy you, because even those that read this article, they know that the mark of the beast is the chip. That's what people are saying. That's the spirit of the times we're living in now. And you've been warned. So once again, Revelation 14:9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, which is basically talking about the nuclear destruction is going to destroy you even to your spirit, man. Okay? All right? It says, who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. That microchip, the RFID microchip, or the NFC microchip. Verse 12 says, here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High and the faith of Yahweh Shai. And one of the commandments of the Most High, right? You read Leviticus, I believe it's 19 and 27. Right, Leviticus 19:28. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord, Yahweh Bashmi Yahweh Shai. So that's the commandment of the Lord. So we are to take that microchip, man. Okay? And that's what people are doing now voluntarily. But soon it's going to be mandatory, as the prophecy said, man. So let me read this last part. It says, last summer, a Wisconsin company called 3 Square Market became the first U.S. company to offer employees implantable NFC chips that let them open doors, buy snacks. Now, didn't the article mention, it's like it in the scripture mentioned, buying and selling? So you can buy snacks with this microchip. Because the NFC chip and the RFID chip are the same thing. It's all implantable under the skin. That's what the word mark means in the Greek. It's the word charagma. Okay? So it says they can buy snacks, log into computers, and use office equipment like copy machines. Several companies in Europe had already tested similar programs. So that's the time we're living in now. We're living in the time of microchip implants becoming a mainstay, a staple, and basically a household piece of equipment and technology in your home, just like the smartphone. Okay? You know? Yeah. So we're in that time now, man. And if you take that chip, you're going to be destroyed. All right? They'll say the Yahweh Bashmi Yahweh Shai. But with that, I'm going to end it there. I'm going to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashmi Yahweh Shai, Basham Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone that rule well. Peace and blessings to the elect. Don't take the microchip at all, or the Lord's going to destroy you. So with that, I hope I was edified. Till the next time, Shalom.